to revive those dead crimes, felonies or misdemeanors, so that those cases can be brought out of time. That's what may be in the interests of justice, just like they did for E. Jean Carroll, with a New York State law that was passed so that she could sue him. That's what happened. Turnabout is fair play. And John Yoo, an amazing lawyer who worked in the Bush administration, Department of Justice, has a great piece out today talking about how that's the only way they'll learn. The only way to save the republic now is to give them a taste of their own medicine. That's it. That's it. They tasted blood today. They're the wolves with the bloody piece of meat in their mouths. That doesn't stop the wolf from coming back for more.
I mean, why wouldn't they keep doing this? Why wouldn't they go after every one of their opponents like this? And it's so funny to see Democrats, because I commented on I think Ken Paxton's things. He was going, "We will do everything we can to resist this unfair decision against Donald Trump." And my comment was, "Great, thanks. Defend Trump, but actually you should be prosecuting Democrats. Actually, you should be assigning investigators to every Democrat office holder and just going through their books with a fine-tooth comb. If this is lawfare, we give them what they want. Give them what they want. Do everything they did to Trump to every one of them. And when they complain, you just say, well, then you never should have done it in the first place.
Hey, y'all, what's up? This is Chad Warren. It is Friday, May 31st, 8:43 a.m. Just responding to the American Journal. You just saw him, Harrison Smith, replay Megyn Kelly. Oh, I hadn't seen her in a while. She looks different, huh? She looks good. Anyway, my point is just... I would appreciate a response. It's fine if you disagree with me, but I honestly am wanting to poll my peers, the audience, and get some reaction here. Like I have said, it is awkward that I have been paying attention to InfoWars, but that's because that they have allowed criticism on both sides after the October 7th Gaza paraglider Iron Dome pro wrestling 9/11 event that we all saw, and so my message is that my understanding is that it doesn't work just to say, oh, InfoWars is a psyop, Alex Jones is a psyop. I've done that myself for many years, but I mean, the reason why I did go to the Stop the Steal rallies is that I believe, well, quite simply, while I have all this distrust for these systems and have this kind of anarchistic point of view of that I only believe that we can act right in small groups, grassroots type of thing, and I think a lot of that needs to be redefined as to who our family is, who are our friends, what are we doing? It's just not 1982. We're not just going to the bar with friends drinking. This is like building houses together and surviving and thriving and all that kind of stuff. Facing a lot of uncomfortable truths about how we're going to have to change. I think that everybody can and should agree about that. And my point is that I do see this Donald Trump verdict as important, even if I look at this and go, well, this seems all fake, this court case. I've never seen anything like it. I said the same thing when Alex Jones had his case. It just seemed very odd to me. Like, how is this possible? They've taken all this money, but he's still allowed to do a show and all this. But what happens to Alex Jones and the censorship online certainly did affect all the rest of us in terms of being shadow banned and all of this kind of thing. And of course, we're all being tracked as white nationalist terrorists just for disagreeing with anything from the government. So, I think that we can't, even if we don't believe in voting or we understandably don't trust Trump based on his first time in, that he was surrounded by the swamp. And, I think the Operation Warp Speed was a pretty poor decision. And I did hear him the other day say that kind of stuff wasn't going to happen in the future. But regardless, really, I mean, don't you feel more at risk now based on your speech in support of Trump? And, what does the average American think about the fact that we are officially in a lawless situation? And so we heard Harrison and, the people that believe more in the Republican Party than I do, because these people, they're the worst. The good guys team are the worst, the Christians and the Republicans, because it says in the Bible, see, I agree with that. It's the evil that good people don't do that is even more evil than all of the Noval Harari and Klaus Schwab. And yeah, that is terrible. They are killing us in a big eugenics, population reduction, human attack thing. But even worse than that is how we are apathetic and, I mean, I have personal struggles with keeping a job and different things. So we're going to have to get into the straight talk zone, the real talk zone here. All of us. I think that is a good and fair thing to come out of this, is that we do need to try to calmly lay out some contingency plans about, like Alex is warning about false flags. That's totally reasonable. Do we connect with our sheriffs? How do we do that? How do we avoid civil war? How do we connect with, I think there's a ton of people on the left that it would, if you asked them on the street, hey, do you think that Donald Trump is being treated fairly in the court? I don't know. Wouldn't there be people that would even be left, but be like, yeah, that's, it doesn't make them feel comfortable, because, that's just political. Because eventually they're going to come after those people. You're never going to be able to fit in any of these groups. Doesn't matter if it's left or right. Let's say you're pro-Jesus and all this stuff. Well, what if there comes Christian nationalism and you're not down with that? What if there's, you got to believe in the rapture, or you see what I mean? We don't want it to be too extreme any one way. So it is an odd thing that I'm Mr. Conspiracy and don't trust any of this stuff, but I am saying that I think Alex Jones and this whole talking about the importance of this Trump thing, I think we do need to weigh in on that, and just kind of we don't want there to be, there's already this Rakeland guy that appears to be talking about rounding up a posse to go after Democrats with lawfare. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, because it doesn't matter if you think that's a bad idea, that's vigilantism. What are you going to do about it? Because now we are in a situation where it appears that any of us are just as able to do something about this as the next. I don't know how all this works. I mean, at what point do you have to admit that we're not operating under constitutional law? And if we're not, do you still try to do so if there's some existing remedies? I mean, that's what they are saying. The only legal way to defend themselves is through lawfare, political, just to try to hurt you just because you're on the other side. But I mean, that's going towards a civil war. And I think that is inevitable. I don't know what say we really have in any of this. I'm sure that there were, I always ask, I never get a clear answer or don't remember. What happened, in the U.S. Civil War? How much more knowledgeable are we that these things are controlled on both sides today? Is there anything we can do to stop it or to come out better, defensively, make decisions about where we should be, what we should do? But yeah, some response to this would be appreciated. When Alex Jones was censored, I took that seriously, as that affects all of our freedom of speech. When the COVID thing happened, we all had to make our decisions about how we dealt with that. And I think we're at another one of those crossroads again. How do we deal with all of us facing the fact that the law is not on our side, that, like Harrison was saying, feeling like you have to leave the house with a gun or something to protect yourself because there's no law and order. And like I say, I don't have faith in government unless we're all in it and equal. I think it's too easy. I think this was the intent the whole time of the country, to go this way. I don't even know that it was taken over. It just seems impossible for me to imagine that people like us really had a say in the American Revolution. And it seems hard to imagine what we can do today. And I know that a lot of that is about denying Donald Trump as a scam and all that, but that's just not mature enough. We have to all deal with this stuff together. Thank you.